wondering if both of you might be able to quickly share, this is hard, your most memorable moment in working for the Reagan administration. One of your most memorable moments. I'm sure there were many.
In my case, it's easy because I drafted the speech that the president delivered in 1987 in Berlin, and there was a big speech meeting. He had read the speech, read the draft, and I said, Mr. President, we've got one question usually that we could ask him after a brief discussion of the speech. Is there anything in particular you'd like to say to people on the other side, the communist side of the wall? They'll be able to hear you in East Berlin as well as West Berlin. And if the weather conditions are just right, I had found out when I was on the ground doing research in Berlin, they'd be able to hear you, I'm talking to the president, as far east as Moscow. And the president just thought for a moment, this is one of those moments I can still just see, I can almost touch it. And he said, well, there's that passage about tearing down the wall. That's what I'd like to say to them. That wall has to come down. And that was my moment, because when the speech went out to staffing, it was about 3 weeks between that meeting and the time he delivered the speech. And the staff did everything they could
To stop it.
To cut that line. But because the president
Yep.
himself, in a staff meeting, big shots, had heard him say, I really want to deliver that line, they needed a better reason than they were ever able to come up with to cut it.
Virtually, his whole government was against him saying that.
Yeah.
And he said it anyway.
And he said it
because
anyway.
that's his style.
That's right.
He was running the government.
Ken Duberstein told me that in the limousine on the way to the wall, State Department had sent over yet another
Right.
alternative draft that morning, and in the limousine on the way to the wall, Ken's in the jump seat, the president's in the back seat, the president leans over and he slaps Ken on the knee, and he says, the boys at State are going to kill me for this, but it's the right thing to do.
Right.
That